No, go ahead.
Hello, welcome to our Monday afternoon Dream Team Zoom. We have a special time today because we have three special guests and they are all in Arizona. And they have flights and birthdays and all kinds of fun stuff. So when she gets here, we'll say it, but it is Lindsay's birthday today. So we're going to celebrate Lindsay. But if you guys have been following along, you know that these three just got to participate in the Thrive Fall Fest in Arizona. And I know that like a lot of planning went into it. Samantha has been in the planning process for months. And so I'm just super anxious to get to hear. I got to see snippets of Courtney speak. And for those of you that came to Toledo, you already know she's fire and she did fire again for them in Arizona. So I'm super excited to hear from them, just how it felt to be on stage to share. And also they were there with tons of other leaders. So I really wanted them to kind of, tell us what they took away from that. And there's our birthday girl sipping her champagne. Happy birthday, Miss Lindsay.
Thank you. Thank you.
I thought you were putting on clothes out of the dryer. You just get a warm blanket. Sorry. She's always cold. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet. I want you girls to take it away. Your highlights, your lowlights, whatever you got.
I'll go first. Okay, so this was really exciting for me because I've been here the whole time, right? So then not only did I get to plan it, but I got to have my peeps come from out of state. And I know when y'all had the Toledo one, Tammy's team won for having the most people there. Our team won for having the most people there. So that was really shocking to me, honestly, because my people came from out of state, right? And so that just kind of shows me that my team is awesome, first of all, and it doesn't matter if you live next door to your team or if you live across the country. We work this business from everywhere, and that is such a blessing. My goal is always to try to find a new local promoter, but in the meantime, I'm not sitting around waiting and wishing and hoping that that's going to happen. We're working anyway. And when it happens, it's going to happen. So what I do, I will talk a little bit about, first of all, luckily Mike Summers recorded the whole thing for us, the three of us, because we couldn't obviously see what's going on here.
I don't know.
Okay. Can you guys still hear us and see us?
Okay. There we go.
We couldn't record ourselves, obviously, because the three of us were up there, but it's 30 minutes long. So we're going to have to, maybe you can airdrop it to me and I can put it on my YouTube channel so you guys can watch.
I have them all done, remember?
Yeah, Lindsay recorded every single group.
Event.
And then we do have from our thing. Honestly, I'm going to be completely transparent with y'all. We were falling asleep before we got up there. We were like, these leaders are, I don't know, maybe just used to this. So they're not, I don't know, maybe they didn't seem nervous to me. It just seemed like we're just going to get up here and chit chat, which was good. I took plenty of notes. But when we were up there, I mean, we were fired up. We had loud music and we did have control over the music. Luckily, TJ, he knew how to strike the music when it was time. But ultimately planning that and getting to share actual tips, like when we go to Thrive Palooza, yes, it's great to hear stories from other people and how they got where they are. That's good and great. But you go to Thrive Palooza to learn how they got there. People want tips. They want to know, like, okay, yeah, great, you went 200K. How did you get there? So we got to share boot camp. We were in camo, we had drill sergeant music, we had a wardrobe change, we went all out. And we shared our excitement and talked about how important it is to be excited and how your team's going to match your energy. For those of you who were in the retreat in Ohio, the first retreat we ever did, you got to do the hula hoop game where you go around a circle, moving the hula hoop without cheering for each other, being silent. And then the next time you do it, you cheer for each other. Well, we did that with the whole entire group. And again, we have the video recording, so you'll get to watch this. But the second round, we added in an extra person and they still did it 10 seconds faster. So we got to share how important it is to just be excited, because not only do you get where you want to go, but you get there faster. When you're by yourself and it's quiet, it's real lonely and it's real slow. But when your team is there cheering for you and working with you, it goes a lot faster. And I even shared, like, we changed the music. Our first song coming out, like, it was fine. It was an okay song. It was an energetic song. But the second time when we came out, the music was on. We had changed our clothes. We were hyped up, and just like, it changed the whole energy of the room just by changing the music. So we talked about just change the music. You have control over what you're listening to. So change the music. So that's kind of, I just wanted to share our part because, you know, I was most excited about it. But these ladies are going to share what they learned from the retreat, or I don't know why I'm calling it that. It wasn't a retreat.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn this to you.
Regional training.
Yeah, regional
So
training.
real
That's
quick
what it
though, this is like the second or third time someone's called it a retreat today. So clearly you have had quite a fun time, which I think is awesome.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
But I just want to say what I took away from that is we have to remember where we came from, because and maybe Courtney would agree with this too, and Sandra would, we had the same experience with 200Ks in Toledo, because they've been on stage, they've talked to people, they weren't nervous, which is fine, but they also didn't bring the fire. They also didn't bring the excitement. And I think you have to remember where you came from, because there were so many people in that room who were there to get fired up, and not everybody gave that to them. And so the longer you're a promoter, the longer you lead a team, don't become complacent. Don't let that, I don't know if it's ego or just complacency, but you know, like if we came to the team Zoom every week and I was like, well, welcome back to the team Zoom today. I mean, who the hell's going to like I don't even want to be a part of that. So I love that you brought that up, because I do think that we have to remember where we came from, and we have to remember who we're talking to. I guess if you're talking to a room full of 200Ks, maybe you don't have to be as excited, but you got new people out there. You got people that want to hit 12K for the first time. And so thank you for sharing that, because I think a lot of times we forget that our nerves are actually a really good thing to have. So Court, take it away.
Yeah, so first of all, just a total amazing experience. This was my second event to be able to speak at, and I'm so thankful that I had the Toledo one under my belt, because my nerves weren't near as much, or my anxiety wasn't as high this go around, because I was freaking confident in myself, you guys. And that is something that I know everybody struggles with. And confidence isn't something that we have every single day. One of the quotes that I wrote down is, confidence is a muscle that you build, and you have to keep showing up. You fail, you show up, you fail. And that is where your confidence comes from. I mean, your confidence is not always built by failures, but it's built by learning, you know? So it's the things that you do repeatedly that give you that confidence to work in your business. And when it comes to getting confidence, Leah Parker said, if you do it first, the confidence comes. Confidence equals action. So think about the first time that you learned how to do a cartwheel. Like the first time you did a cartwheel, it sucked, right? It wasn't pretty. Like your toes weren't pointed, your legs were a mess. You probably fell, didn't land on your feet, right? That's what it's like when you're starting your business. You don't know what you're doing. You're not confident. But the more you practice that cartwheel, the better it gets, and the better your business gets, right? So I loved that analogy that she just shared, you know, that you don't have to know it all. You don't have to be perfect. You learn as you go, and your confidence will grow. Mindset is huge for me. You guys know I started off that mindset Zoom a month and a half ago or so now. And it's really been a huge like uplift in my spirit. And I see the uplift and the people that join that Zoom every morning, and to be able to hear their wins from the previous week in their business and in their personal life just validates why we're here so much more. But Nikki Golohorn did a whole segment on like dream boarding and envisions and your mindset. And she talked about how you have to have a breakdown before you can have a breakthrough. And she did this whole exercise of building these blocks up in front of you that hold you back from working your business, right? And you feel like you try to fight these battles alone. But if you just kick down the damn blocks, like you break free, right? But you have to get that wall has to be built up and you have to break it down before you can have your own breakthrough. So the last thing I will leave you with, which I shared on my Zoom this morning, if you caught it, is about the chicken and the eagle. I don't know if any of you have ever heard the story, but I had not. And it sounds really cheesy, but it makes such good sense when you hear about this, is that there was an eagle who was flying one day and he fell into a pasture of chickens. Okay. Like he couldn't figure out how to get back up and fly. And he was surrounded by all these chickens. And he was like, okay, well, I guess I'm a chicken now. Like he was going around to all of his chicken friends and being like, hey man, like, what am I doing here? And they're like, what are you talking about? You're a chicken. You're in the chicken coop. Well, he lived his whole time that he was in with these chickens thinking he was a chicken. And then he goes to get a drink of water one day and he sees his own reflection. And he realizes he looks nothing like these other chickens in this group. And he realizes, wait a damn minute, I'm an eagle. I'm an eagle. And I've been hanging around here with all these chickens and I've been listening to what everybody's been telling me, and what they've been saying has been holding me back from being who I truly want to be. When he realized he was an eagle and that he could fly, he broke down those barriers, he spread his wings, and he freaking soared. Same thing in our business. You're going to have people tell you that what you do doesn't work. You're going to have people on your team that lead, and shit is going to happen at any time, no matter if you started yesterday or if you started 5 years ago, it's going to happen. But are you going to be a chicken and listen to what be an eagle and listen to a chicken, or are you going to be the eagle and soar in your business? So that's what I took away from it.
I literally wrote, we are eagles, and underlined it. So that's fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was a lot of fire that came from it. I mean, I could go on forever because I have more notes, but I just wanted to leave that with you guys today because it's Monday. We're coming through, holiday seasons. And if you're thinking in the mindset that nobody's ordering Thrive or going to buy anything because it's Christmas time, well, guess what? They're not, because you have the mindset of a chicken right now, and you need to have the mindset of an eagle. So,
yeah.
Lindsay,
I was hoping you would share that, because you shared it this morning on your Zoom, and I was like, oh, I hope she shares that, because what I wrote down this morning when you were talking about it, I was like, who are the chickens that I'm hanging out with? Because I mean, like the classic is you are the conglomerate of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And so even if there's only one chicken in that group of 5, you're letting that leak in. So, and to your point of, if you have the mindset that no one's going to buy anything, you guys, please pay attention to the fact that in one day, like one 24-hour day, $3 million of Thrive Elite was purchased and nobody can even get it. $3 million was spent on a product nobody can even get. So people are spending money. So yeah, definitely for that. All right, Miss Lindsay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
She is. Hold on, I'm going to share this really quick because Sam just pulled this up on her phone, you guys, and it's the perfect ending to that says, if you hang out with chickens, you're going to cluck. And if you hang out with eagles, you're going to fly. Whoop, whoop.
Mic drop.
Hi guys. Number one, I'm drinking champagne. It's 9:15 in the morning. Let's just be honest. Thanks, Tammy. Here's what I'm going to say. What I took from this training is, yes, the room was not filled, but the people that are there needed to be there, needed to be heard. And we know what to do, but when you find yourself getting around other inspired people, there's a lot of things coming. So first hint I'm going to give you, learn it, live it. Yep, write that down. Stay tuned. That was an inspo from this weekend, and you'll know why here later. But a couple of things that I took away, and we kind of took away, was there's so many people that need a system, okay, that need to have something that they know they can go to, whether they're new, whether you have a new promoter that signs up, whether you're existing and maybe you just need to get yourself back into a VIP mindset. pretty much a restarter. All of us need this. So yes, there's guides. Yes, we have boards. Yes, we have all of these amazing things. And Lavelle is great to give us this. But do we really have a system that tells you exactly what to do, but maybe it's your face and not ours? Because that's what we want for you to do, is become more personable with where you're at and what you're doing. But we want to give you some sort of tool, a resource to have. And so when we were sitting here thinking, I mean, I feel like we give a lot of things, but do we really give a lot of things? Like, do we have things available? So learning to have some sort of system in place that no matter if you're new, existing, or you're restarting in this business, because let's just be honest, how many people start in January and think they're going to restart? Or how many people have come to you and said, I want to do this business again, but I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to do. I know I've heard that a lot lately. And so we want to give you something that's going to help you remind yourself of what it's going to take. So having a system in place is very, very important. Another one I met, guys, I'm an empty nester. I'm a mompreneur. This is what I do. Is meetup.com is a place where you can go and put in your zip code or zip codes around you or towns around you, where you can go and meet up with people. Maybe that's not your jam. Maybe that's not your job. I totally get it. But I'm actually going to look into it, because I do want to do some different things and meet some different people, and not always just be, it's called Meetup, MEET up.com, and go from there. And so there was a lot of information. And I will say that Nikki Gullahorn did the dream board also, like that was a part of her segment too. And I think it's easy for us to go and throw a lot of things on our dream board that we wish or we want, right? But if you have a purpose behind it, are you waking up every single morning saying, man, this sunset or this sunrise in my new house is so awesome with my vanilla lifestyle mix? Like, are you envisioning yourself sitting on that back porch, drinking your shake? Are you envisioning yourself going through the car wash in your new Cadillac Escalade and dropping your kids off at their sports? Are you putting a purpose to it? I mean, I've heard that, and I don't feel like I throw a lot of things at my dream board, but I just don't think I've ever really put it into like perspective where, and you know, yeah, the intention of it. And like with Paul, sometimes, you know, God love Paul. We do love him, but I will never forget, like, he always made us close our eyes. And he always made us think about that. And I don't know about you, but if you're not closing your eyes and it's not bringing a tear to your eye because of something that you want, guys, I'm not saying that it has to be a huge home and a nice car. Maybe you just want to be able to make your bills next month. There is no shame in that game at all. I have a particular debt that I want paid off more than anybody could ever think about. That is what I envision, is making that last payment and having that full closure. So are you envisioning it? Are you really putting a purpose and intention behind what it is that's on your vision board? Or are you just saying, I just want to be in the Louis Vuitton club, or I just want to be in this club, or I just want a 2-story house, or I want to whatever? You're never going to get there. So it was a lot of information from a lot of good people. We all have a story. Are you using your story to build your business? And this was not from the call or from this weekend, but this is my tip for the next couple of weeks, because you kind of fed off of it. Are your posts talking to people that are just like you before Thrive? Because yes, right now, a mom like Samantha, all she's thinking about is just trying to get her kids to school, trying to get her kids out of school, trying to get her Christmas paid for, make sure Santa Claus does his thing. And then come December 26th, Samantha's going to be ready to say, F these kids and these things. Like, it's time for mom. Like,
Yeah.
so are your posts leading up to that? Give grace and just say, oh man, I remember being that mom, or I'm in here with it. I cannot wait to be able to, Santa Claus has come to town. He has left, and Mrs. Claus is going to take care of herself. Are you making posts that make people think about that there is light at the end of the tunnel? Are your posts intentional these next 2 weeks about feel, felt, found? You know how they feel. You felt it. You felt the same way, and this is how you found it. I want to encourage you these next 2 weeks before Christmas to be that person. Whether you're an empty nester like me, I don't have to run around and worry. I don't have to care. Riley's already got a Christmas present. It's a dog. I don't even have to wear it. Nothing has to be underneath the Christmas tree. But I want to resonate with those people that I know are stressed out right now. But come December 26th, when they wake up, I want to make sure that I have been intentional in posting on them, checking on them, seeing what they're doing, maybe asking their goals, so that when they're ready to take care of themselves, because we all know come January 1st, health and wellness is the number one goal, that they think of Lindsay and her Crazy Thrive self. So with that, anything else I want to add?
I do want to speed off of that, Lindsay, because this is a quote that I wrote down, and it's perfect as she's talking about showing up as the person that you want to attract and that you want to be. Passion is not pushy. How many of us feel like we can't share because we don't want to be too salesy, or, you know, if this is your passion, if this business is your passion, it's not pushy. It's only coming off of salesy because you're putting the salesy mindset behind that. So we have a freaking product that works. Every person on this screen or watching this recording later, you showed up in this business for a reason. You push that promoter button. You believe in this, right? You have a team. You have people that you believe in, people that believe in you. This is your passion, and it's not pushy. You have heard this time and time again. You're holding somebody's blessing right now. Samantha had no freaking idea that when she shared this opportunity with me, the blessings that were going to come to fruition in my life. And I am so thankful that she didn't give up on me and was a friend to me and was relatable to me. And it completely changed my whole life. You have that power with someone else. So don't ever go into thinking that your post is not good enough or that your live video sucked. No, you showed up for yourself and for your business that day, and you did the best that you could. And then tomorrow you're going to do the same thing because you're passionate about what you're doing.
Mic drop.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think-
gonna say, like, who's gonna follow that?
Right. Well, I'm going to share one of the quotes too that I wrote down, and I think it was Cindy's. I don't know. I didn't write these people's names. I just wrote stuff down. But something I really took away that I'm going to use when you're reaching out or making a post. Let's say you're making an opportunity post. I do this all the time, which is why this meant a lot to me. Maybe is I always say, I want you to join me. Join us. We saved you a seat. That's kind of like the verbiage I've always used, but instead change it to, I want to work with you. And when you're reaching out to people, let them know that I would love to work with you. Like, instead of saying, I want you to join me, you kind of flip that verbiage around. That is something that I really actually took from this, that that's an action step for me, because I feel like I did that in the beginning. I know I did that with Courtney. Because I knew she worked with a different company. So I did want to work with her. I wanted her to join me, but I wanted her to teach me what she knew, because I knew she knew something I didn't know. So I feel like, you know, looking at my business as a whole, 7 years and what used to work and what's working now and what's not working, that's something I'm going to start to change, is my verbiage and making the people, you know, the reach outs that we're doing every day. I'm not just reaching out to people to write their name down, to turn it in and show that I'm reaching out. My reach outs are genuine. So I need to make sure that my reach outs are getting to know them well enough so that they know when I do tell them I want to work with them, that they believe me, that they don't feel like Pamela Anderson in here with her happy birthday sample, right? I want them to know when I say I want to work with you, that I really do mean it. Because in the beginning, I was saying that. I did mean it. I was dreaming about Courtney.
There's like, you're giving them the privilege to work with you, not that they're privileged to get to work with you. Like,
Yeah.
you want to work with them, and it gives them a sense of purpose to be like, she really wants to work with me,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, I love that.
Okay, we gave you all of our tips.
Okay, I love it. So the one thing I think I took away from literally all three of you, every time you spoke, could all boil down to one word, and it is to be intentional, like with your time, with your messages, with who you're spending your time with what you're allowing into your brain and out of your mouth. So if there's one thing I hope everyone can take away from this is, you know, we are down to the last month of the year. And if this is the month that it's really easy to just scoot by, gloss over, that kind of thing. But if you are intentional, and just like Lindsay said, if your goals are intentional and you have passion behind them, then it makes it easier to get on and do your intentional reach outs and have genuine conversations with people. So I super appreciate you guys doing all that. Court, did you have something you wanted to say?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something. So with that, I'm gonna let you girls go because I know today is Lindsay's birthday and I want you to be able to spend time with Lindsay, have fun, do whatever fun stuff you have planned before Courtney gets on an airplane. And thank you so much, and we'll see you girls later. Bye.